Hello, everybody. Welcome to the May 20th Kubernetes SIG cluster lifecycle release team meeting. We abide by the CNCF code of conduct. Please use the raise hand features if you'd like to say something. And that's and we also abide by the code of conduct, which means treat other people as you'd like to be treated, and go check the code of conduct for more information. And yeah, let's jump into it, folks. I'm going to share the document we've got here. Share. All right. And let me make this smaller so it's not, hopefully, more non-widescreen friendly here. Okay. So we have just a couple things on the agenda that I added. And no, just one thing that I added. But first, I'd like to remind people two things. Uh, join the SIG, since it's coming up, join the SIG cluster lifecycle Google group linked at the top of the document. And the link has just been updated this morning to be the correct SIG cluster lifecycle mailing list. Join this if you would like edit permissions to this document. And also, if you want a reminder about this meeting, right now I'm going to ask that you make your own reminder in your calendar because we have not figured out, and I think there's too many things on the Google calendars for us to get an official one linked to that membership, that mailing list membership or anything like that. So just please make your own 8:30 a.m. Pacific every week on Tuesdays. Okay, with that, I'm going to hand it over to Matt for a CI team update.
Thanks, Chris. At a high level, things look pretty green enough to do the patch releases. Um, there are 4 flakes on the 110 release set of tests, which is a little more than we'd like to see, but they all were one off and they were all a couple days ago and they've all gone green since then, so I haven't even really dug into things. Um, so I think we're good to go. What I was going to say, this is kind of random, is there's a couple links in here I can't actually get to because my browser usually dies. I'm just wondering if people have seen that problem or if that's me and I need to use a different browser. The
Can you elaborate which links?
like if you go to SIG cluster lifecycle cluster API, the main one, and then you click on capi-test main, that just it says loading results from server, and I never get results back.
So hold on. So the main GitHub repo or something else?
No, sorry, in
Oh,
test
on
grid.
test grid. Okay.
Yeah, you
SIG
want to try it
cluster
real quick to see
lifecycle.
if it works for you?
Yeah, is it showing
Yeah,
on the
right
screen?
there.
Yep.
Click on
Click
that,
this.
and then click on
This one?
uh, no, not that one. That one might. No, scroll down a little farther. Test main. That first
Oh,
one there.
I don't
Cappy
think we
test
care
main.
about the test mains. So this will take,
Okay.
some of these take an eternity to load. And yeah, if I recall,
Okay.
you have a very lockdown corporate browser laptop thing going on that might,
I do. Oh,
yeah.
it just loaded. You're right.
Yeah, so
There's
even
something
on mine,
pathological about.
I get the
Okay.
Google like I want to kill this page, it's taking too long, so I have to click wait a couple times.
Okay. Never mind. As long as it's not just me. That's all I
It's
wanted to
not.
know.
So I would suggest other browsers if you have access to it. And then
Yeah, I'll try today.
yeah,
Okay.
something I never mastered in my time as CI lead is the importance of troubleshooting these particular dash tests. I don't think they're things we care about that much. It's the end-to-end ones that we care about. However, I could just be wrong about that. So
Yeah, I'll try and take a look. I
yeah,
actually hadn't been patient enough to get into this page, but now that I see it, there's a couple failures.
yes.
So
And so if you learn that that's something we're supposed to be looking, well, I guess you're supposed to be looking at more closely. Um, yeah, let's make sure the docs cover it and we do what they need us to do.
sounds good. That's all from me.
Cool. And then I have to get, where are my notes here? Okay. Then next, is John in here? I don't think he is. Is he? Looks
No, I don't
like
see him.
no. All right. So we don't, is anyone from the comms team here? And do you know status and feel comfortable talking about it? I think there's any status to really report, but
I am here. I don't really feel like comfortable enough to report and
Okay.
be very like sure about the status. But I see that in the tracking issue, things that should be checked are checked. So I think that's good.
Okay. Cool. Um, let's take a look at the tracking issue now that we've brought this up. What do we got here? I was able to. This is so squished on my end. All right. I was able to check off a few of the things from week one finally. Took a few weeks, but we got there. As far as I know, these are all done and merged. And so that's why I checked them off. One thing I'm not 100% sure on, but I think we're good. So I was about to check this off, but I figured I'd run it by Matt first. Removing deprecated code, we just track that. I think that's all done, but I didn't know if I was supposed to do another pass, just like looking for the word deprecated and asking the maintainers if they needed to remove it.
That I think that's how I approached it last time. Was I did I grep the release notes? I looked for things in the previous cycle that had deprecated in the title of
Okay.
the PR, and then that pointed to a few things. And then eventually Stefan or Fabrizio said, yeah, I think that's everything." And so
So
I,
yeah, and this is the one that makes me confused is things like Fabrizio. Check the screen. We've got the V1 Alpha, V1 Beta 1 API package deprecations, but I think that's a different sort of thing
yes,
than what this release note task is talking about, right?
yes, I think so. I think this is already taken care of, and what the release note, what the task for us is, was there something that was deprecated in the previous release that we need to
Yeah. Okay.
remove or move to the next stage now?
Okay. Then yeah, I'm pretty sure that is done.
I
And
think so.
yeah, because I went through the notes too, and these were the only things I saw. Okay. Cool. Then the improvement tasks. Again, this mostly looks like a board of to-do lists for the CI signal team just because of how it works out, but it's not meant for that. Um, we have one thing in here that is a let's see the docs thing. I mentioned it last week. I had a note to commit a an edit from Suzu. Thank you. Um, and that'll merge as soon as Fabrizio or someone or maybe Suzu himself. No, not Sivzar, I guess would be his name, would approve it, and then that'll be in, and that'll just make our docs a little better for next time. And then other than that, I don't see any new things here. Are there things for improvement that people have found that you'd like me to add to the board? Okay. And remember the important thing here isn't really this board, it's making the issues. Then in theory, I should just be noticing them and adding to them to the board if they're relevant to the release process. And that's all I'm going to say about that. These are, I'm going to say this every week just because I think it's important to reiterate. If you're looking at this board and being like, these three tasks for the CI team look like they're outstanding, you need to know two things. One, they're outstanding because they were very hard to figure out and solve on our own, and that's why they're still around. And two, they may no longer be relevant or have been fixed by other commits. So things to be aware of before you just set out to, I'm going to take care of 10838. You may need help or it may no longer be relevant. So, okay. Questions, concerns in general, not just about this. Okay. This is my first go around as release leader overall. So if there's anything I'm missing, I would also appreciate anyone bringing it to my attention to help me do better. And other than that, um, yeah, no hands. All right. So if with that, if everyone's good, we're going to close the meeting. And if you want to stick around on Zoom, at least Matt and I are going to talk through the 110.2 and 198 release process and try and figure out what we can do now and what we need to do later, or what I need to wait for other people to do later. All right. Thanks, everybody. Um, see you next week and keep up the good work. And talk in chat if you have any questions, no matter how silly they seem, bring them up in chat in the Slack and we will talk it through there. That is our primary method of communications. And thanks everybody for volunteering. And we'll see you next time.
Thanks, Chris.